Welcome to the next study into Christianity. This is a special presentation called Prayer and the Amazing Optical Illusion. This could be the best illusion in the world. Let's assume you're a Christian. You're a bright person with an education and common sense. You've been looking at this illusion since you became a Christian without seeing it. In the next few minutes, you'll see it. If you're a Christian, you believe in the power of prayer. You probably agree with these words from Christianity.com. What are you praying for today? Is someone you love sick? Are you having problems with your spouse? Are you or your spouse suffering from an illness or an addiction? Are you hoping for a job transfer or a positive result on a pregnancy test? Are you anxious about starting a new career? Having financial trouble? Don't give up. God is faithful. Trust Him in the little things and in the big. He cares and He is there. Don't lose hope. A miracle of your very own could be right around the corner. This is a very important promise for Christians. God cares about you. God can perform miracles. All that you have to do is pray and God will help you. So let's imagine that one day you have a big problem and you pray to God for a solution. However, God does not answer your prayer. There is no response at all. You're disappointed, perhaps angry, and you do not understand what went wrong. If you talk to another Christian or look on the web and ask, "Why didn't God answer my prayer?" you will hear a response, something like this. We have to trust that He knows what's best. God answers prayers in the form of yes, no, and wait. Sometimes the hardest answer to accept is wait. It's difficult to be left in limbo, wondering how God will handle our problem, but we must have faith that He will. That's from Christianity.com. Yes, no, and wait. That is how God answers prayers. You've probably heard this 1,000 times, and you believe it completely. Yes, no, and wait may sound comforting, but here is a thing that I would like to help you understand. Yes, no, and wait is actually an optical illusion. Let me show you how the illusion works. Imagine that I put a jug of milk on the counter and I say to you, pray to the jug of milk. I tell you that if you pray to the jug of milk, it will answer all your prayers. You're skeptical, but you agree to try it. You pray to the jug of milk to give you £1,000. Now I say to you, the jug of milk answers prayers in the form of yes, no, and wait. Let's see what happens. What is going to happen? There are 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. Out of the blue, a cheque for £1,100 arrives in the mail tomorrow. It's an unexpected tax refund. I say to you, see, the jug of milk answered your prayer. Scenario 2. 7 weeks later, out of the blue, you get a cost of living raise, and it happens to increase your salary by £1,200 per year. I say to you, see, the jug of milk answered your prayer. You just had to wait patiently. Scenario 3. Nothing happens for 6 months. You ask me, why? I say, we have to trust that the milk jug knows what's best. Let's be patient. Look at what happened. In scenarios 1 and 2, the jug of milk really did answer your prayers. In scenario 3, we are waiting for it to answer your prayer, or we're learning to accept the answer no. We know that the jug is doing what's best for you. Now let me ask you, will you get down on your knees and worship this jug of milk? Probably not. But why not? You won't worship the jug of milk because you know it didn't do anything. The jug of milk did not answer your prayer. It did not cause you to get a rise or a cheque in the post. Did the milk jug do anything at all? No. Absolutely not. You know that. We all know that. It was nothing more than a coincidence. When you pray to a jug of milk, any answered prayer is nothing more than a coincidence. That is obvious to any intelligent person. If the criteria is yes, no, and wait, it appears that the jug of milk answers every prayer. But we both know that the jug of milk did nothing. You may be starting to see the illusion of prayer. Christianity.com would say, God answers prayers in the form of yes, no, and wait. I would say, the jug of milk answers prayers in the form of yes, no, and wait. Christianity.com would say, we have to trust that God knows what's best. I would say, we have to trust that the milk jug knows what's best. When Christians say God answers prayers in the form of yes, no and wait, it is impossible to lose. The thing you pray for might coincidentally happen the next day, or it might coincidentally happen a week or a month or a year later, or it might never happen. Yes, no and wait is always true, no matter what. It is even true if you pray to a jug of milk, or a stone idol, or the planet Jupiter. Yes, no and wait is true no matter what you pray to. People who pray die of diseases at exactly the same rate as people who don't pray. People who pray get divorced at exactly the same rate as people who don't pray. People who pray win the lottery at the same rate as people who don't pray. We all know it. Prayer does not have any effect on events. Prayer has no effect because God is imaginary. This presentation comes from godisimaginary.com, which is a great website. I recommend you visit it now.